Next, we are going to see Unit 2. So, in Unit 1, we understand about the basic concepts and how to create the problem statement along with the project charter. So, in Unit 2, we're going to cover project and process as the main topic. In that, we are going to cover from chapter 7 to chapter 11. So let us see briefly what are the chapters. So in chapter 7, we are going to see the process. In chapter 8, we are going to see about quality. Then in chapter 9, we are going to see selecting the right projects, how we select the project. And in chapter 10, we are going to see basic Six Sigma team management, how team management will happen. And in chapter 11, we are going to see introduction to DMAIC and DMADV methodology. So now let us start chapter 7, that is about the process. So we're going to see what is a process, major process components, process owners, data, defining process component, the SIPOC, 7.6 tips for a SIPOC brainstorming session. Then sample SIPOC diagrams. So these are the things we are going to cover under chapter 7 about the process. What is a process? So let us see the definition. A process is defined as converting raw material information requirement into usable product or services are called as a process. So what the process definition is, we are going to convert the raw material information and requirement into useful product or services. So what are products? It's a physical product, car, bus, uh, any product, mobile phones. Services are like which is not a product but you can experience, like traveling is a service, cab service. The service is not a handy physical product, you can experience it. So a process is defined converting the raw material information and requirements into a usable product or services, that is called as a process. So this is a simple line diagram of a process where this is, we call it as input, and there will be a task. In the task there will be subtask based on the decision. Then finally you will get the output as a product or services. So the major process components are input, process and output. So what is input? It is nothing but raw material information and requirement is the input. What is a process? By using the information, by using the raw material, by knowing the requirement, what are the process you're going to carry, the operations that you're going to carry in order to convert those input into a usable product or services. And what is output? It is nothing but your final product or services. So this is the definition of a process. Then process owners. Process owners are those who are responsible to carry out the operation as per the requirement. So who are the process owners in a production system? The process owners are who are responsible to carry out the operation as per the requirement. So what is requirement here? It's nothing but the requirements is nothing but the need of the customer or what customer wants. So based on that, we need to run the process. So the one who is responsible to carry out this operation is called as process owners. Okay, now the next one is data. A data is the information that comes out in a process that can be measured as. So what is the data? It is the information that can be measured. Okay, variable data in numbers, for example, dimension 4, 4.56 mm. So when you say dimension of a feature, if you say in a data, that is nothing but a numerical. So we can understand whether how much the sizes we can imagine. Okay, that is one thing. That is called variable data. The second one is attribute data in definition. So attribute data we say just is okay or not okay, good or bad, effective or not effective. So that is called attribute data. Now, the measurement can be for process characteristics and for product characteristics. So the measurement can be made for both process and product characteristics. So when we say process characteristics, we are telling about the machine parameters. Example, temperature, pressure, load, etc. When we are talking about the product characteristics, we are talking about the product specifications like dimensions, like the size, the form of the product, etc. So now you got an idea of what is a data. A data is the information that comes out in a process that can be measured. Anything that you can measure, and we shall give a conclusion about the measurement, that is called data. Next, defining the process components, the SIPOC. What is SIPOC? So the full form for SIPOC is supplier, inputs, process, output, and customers. So this is nothing but a process component in detail from the Six Sigma methodology. Usually the process components will be input, process, and output. But they have added supplier and customer for the input and process and output. Let us see in detail. Okay. The SIPAC diagram is often an important part of the defined stage of a Six Sigma project. So SIPAC form is an important part of the defined stage of a Six Sigma project. SIPAC stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. To know the outer view of the process. What is this? To know the outer view of the process? So overall we can say the type of project we are taken, this is the process of the project. We can overview and see, it's a outlook view. Okay, now let us see an examples here. Defining process component, the SIPOC. Example of SIPOC chart. So paper vendor, he is a supplier and he is giving an input of orders and customer specifications. So by receiving these inputs, they receive the order. This is a process and they make as a business card. And every individual can be given. Individuals are like we give the business cards to many people, no? When we meet someone with reference of our business meetings or something. So every individual will get the business cards. So this is an outer view of a process and few example are given below. So the next chapter is quality. So in this chapter, we are going to see critical to quality characteristics, the COQ and the COPQ. COQ is nothing but cost of quality and COPQ is nothing but cost of poor quality. What is that we are going to see next. Quality is critical to success. Now, defining quality. So, what is quality? It is a measure of excellence of a product in its performance and sustainability. So, it's a measure of excellence of a product. So, finally, we are not going to measure the process, we are going to measure the product. So, when the product is good, we say yes, they have a very good process, right? So it is a measure of excellence of a product in its performance. Just see the definition in its performance and sustainability. What is performance and sustainability? So it has to perform well and it has to sustain. In what? In terms of form, fit, and function. In terms of form, fit, and function, it has to perform well in all the three factors and it has to sustain. The form has to sustain, the fit has to sustain, and the functionality of the product shall sustain. Therefore, the excellence of a product in its performance and sustainability in terms of form, fit, function, we can say it is a quality. This is a definition of quality. Now, critical to quality characteristics are CTQs. Critical to quality characteristics or CTQs are the factors that are the major drivers of quality within an organization. So what we call it as a CTQs are the key factors that is going to drive the quality that is within the organization. CTQs are key characteristics that can be measured. So the CTQs can be measured. CTQs are closely related to CTCs. What is CTCs? Critical to customer or that is what critical to customer characteristics, but they are not same thing. They are not same thing. What is CTC and CTQ? We are going to see with an example. Okay. Now, CTQs are internal concerns, but they drive the CTCs. CTQs are internal concerns within the organization, but they are going to drive the CTCs. What is CTCs? Critical to customers. So if you maintain the CTQs well, CTC will happen very good. Customer will be happy. Now let us see an example of CTQ diagram. So this is a overall process, what we call it as excellent service. This is what is required, right? So for this, what all the CTQs we are going to get is service technicians are friendly with the customer, knowledgeable employees, timely service. Okay, let us pick only any one example. Let us come to service technicians are friendly. This is a critical to quality within the organization. When you come to critical to customer, service technicians average score of satisfied or above in customer evaluations. So the service that we are giving to the customer is very good. That is a critical to customer. So in order to get that, what we need to do, we need to maintain the service user friendly or friendly with the customer. That is one point. The second point is service technicians have no more than two customer complaints about them in a quarter. So in a quarter, their customer complaint is less than two or it is not more than two. That is a final thing of the critical to customer. The internal measure is service technicians are friendly. That means they are communicating to the customer, they are listening to the customer need, and the same thing is communicated internally and they taking the actions. Therefore, their evaluation score is very good, as well as the customer complaint is not exceeding more than two. So these two things are critical to customer. If we maintain this CTQ well, these two things can be achieved. That means, as we seen in the previous slide, CTQs are the drivers of CTC. So they are driving this. So this is an example of critical to quality characteristics chart. Next, the COQ and the COPQ. So what is COQ? Cost of quality. Cost of quality can be defined as the total expenses covered to maintain the quality of the product in the organization. So now what you understood? The cost of quality is nothing, but in order to maintain the requirements of the customer, in order to maintain the quality of the product in its form, fit, and function, the cost that we are spending towards maintaining that, towards achieving that particular quality is called cost of quality. Now, cost of poor quality or COPQ. Cost of poor quality can be defined as the total expenses covered for the parts that are produced with the defects. So, what you understand from this? Because of the poor quality, there will be a rejection internally for the products. When there is a rejection for the product, we are going to spend extra effort, extra resources to achieve the original product requirements, or what happens because of the poor quality we scrap those products, right? So that is called the cost of poor quality. Now, COPQ can be external failure cost plus internal failure cost. What is external failure cost? External failure costs are the cost that because of quality issues, customer rejects the lot. Customer rejects the a particular lot of products. What happens that comes, those products will be returned to our company. We are going to segregate it. We are going to rework it. So that is cost will fall on the company. Second is internal failure cost. If any rejection happens internally for the products because of the quality issues, therefore the cost spent on that, the loss incurred, everything is going to come under the company only. So therefore COPQ is equal to external failure cost plus internal failure cost. So next, quality is critical to success. Quality is better when controls are incorporated within the process. So when will be quality will be better? When everyone are following the system, when there are controls are incorporated, when there are controls in the machines as well as in the process, therefore the quality we can expect in a good condition. Now, it is always best to remove any quality activity that doesn't provide additional value to the product or process. So simply people will be inspecting that will not add any value to the product, and it will be a extra cost to the company. In those cases we can remove it. Okay. Sustaining the quality of the products, process and services. See, you have to see all the three things: product, process, and services leads an organization to stay on the market on long term. So when we sustain the quality of the products in terms of quality of the product as well as the process and services, what happens? We sustain in the long term in the market. Next. So till now we have learned about how quality is very important, and few critical things like cost of quality and cost of poor quality. So next we'll be seeing chapter 9, selecting the right projects.